Well, it's finally here. And you're probably wondering, why did it take so long? Well, it's kind of a long story. I had to go on this big trip, then when I came back, I had to go on another big trip, and then, school's starting up, and it's a whole thing. But I'm here now, and yeah, let's do it. A while back, I talked about the YouTube series Puppet Game. If you haven't seen it, or haven't seen my video on it, I recommend you watch them both. Links in the description. But if you don't have the time, or you forgot, here's a recap. Basically, there's this dude named Liam Vickers, and he's a YouTuber, and he makes a lot of animations and scary stories and stuff, and he has a lot of YouTube channels and series. His first series was a creepypasta called Design. Some might notice similarities between it and his newest series, but I won't say its name right now because it's kinda hard to pronounce. I am here to discuss the similarities and differences between these two series. And remember, spoilers ahead and links in the description. But now, we begin. The first difference you want to get out of the way is how Design has worm parasites and Cube has cubes. In Design, the parasites infect people and turn them into these zombie things that can levitate stuff. In Cube, the cubes turn into robots. Also, sometimes infested people have chains embedded into their backs and they use their levitation powers to levitate it. I'll get into that more later on. Oh, and the parasites are called left hands. Or is it people who are infested with the parasites called left hands? I don't know, I forgot which one it was, but it's one of them. Maybe both. Meanwhile, in Cube, the robots are capable of, absorbing matter and shapeshifting and stuff. Design usually explains everything all at once, but Cube reveals stuff early on a lot more. In Design, only girls can get infested with the parasites. Cube seems to be the same thing, but it's not directly confirmed. And can I just take a moment to say that, okay, I know Puppet Game had, monster girls, but I mean, directly confirming that only girls can be the parasites is I see what you're trying to do, Liam. Calm down, calm down. Try to remember last time you got angry at monster girls, it didn't end well for you. Some might even compare the cast of Cube to the cast of Liam's earlier work, Cliffside. There's the boy who always gets into trouble, the crazy monster girl who always gets the boy into trouble, and the girl who sits there and watches the boy get into trouble. And Design and Cube have similar similarities. The psycho monster girl who kills people, kills, the boy who gets into very gruesome, bloody trouble, and then there's the girl who's secretly evil, secretly a monster, and secretly obsessed with the boy guy. Cube is sort of like a cross between Design and Cliffside, in the sense that it can be serious and ridiculous at the same time. And it does this without ever feeling inconsistent. Enough exposition, it's plot time. So John and his friends accidentally stumble upon this facility. Max was trying to break in because he knew what was inside, and he also did it alone. The government did not create the parasites, but they did do experiments on people infected with the parasites and turned them into, weaponous killing machines. Oh, and remember the whole chain tendril thing? Yeah, the government did that. In Cube, I think it's hinted that the cubes were created by the government. John and Callie don't meet another left hand until the end of Season 1. Max and Icon don't meet another cube until the third episode. John and Callie used to know each other before the events of the series. You'd think he would have recognized the person who killed all his friends and family, but yeah. Max and Icon are only meeting now, I think. Callie wants to protect John, and John wants to help Callie. Hey, wait a minute, is that a gun? Was I using the wrong picture this entire time? Max and Icon hate each other and want to kill each other, but they have to work together. They are slowly growing to like each other, but neither of them want to show it, and they can't kill each other because of like a power thing. And then eventually, though, I think they'll both get an opportunity to kill each other. I don't know. It's complicated. Design does focus more on comedy and has a lot of like anime jokes and stuff. Design doesn't really have any like comedy or anything like that, except for that one anime filler episode. But we don't talk about that. Now it is time for what I consider the most important difference within the two series. And that's Kiri versus Julie. Actually, funny story is that the first time I saw Cube, I remembered it wrong. And I remembered Kiri's name as Julie, but I didn't get them confused since I saw Cube before Design. Huh. So Julie was obsessed with John, and she wanted to kill Kelly, that way she could have John all to herself. Kiri is obsessed with Max and also wants to kill Icon, but I think those two goals are actually separate. Kiri isn't just going to kill Icon, she wants Max to help her kill Icon. John and the audience find out Julie's evil at the same time. There were a few hints, but not really anything that convincing. With Kiri, the audience learns before Max does. We're watching Max get tricked and there's no way to warn him. And combine that with Max's relationship with Icon, and well, that is one of the reasons why I actually prefer Cube over Design. Now, if you do prefer Design over Cube, then I mean, that's okay, everyone has the right to their own opinions. And looking back on Design, even though it did have a few flaws here and there, Seasons 1 and 2 were still quite enjoyable. Notice how I said Seasons 1 and 2, because Season 3? God damn it, Season 3. His name was Rico. He was a boy.